The first diagnoses I ever received was when I was 13, and that was depression. And in the DSM-5, the major depression, depressive, whatever, you have to have 5 of a few things. And one of them have to be either depressed mood most of the day and or loss of enjoyment in things like interest or pleasure. So you have to have at least one of those, and then a total of 5. The other ones are like significant weight loss or weight gain without dieting or eating excessive compared to what you're used to. Insomnia or hyper insomnia, agitation, fatigue or loss of energy nearly every day, diminished ability to think or concentrate, reoccurrent thoughts of death, not just a fear of dying. So some of those are some of the things that you need to qualify for it. But so what I wish my therapist would have let me know, other than saying, you're depressed, here's a prescription, we'll see you next month, was that it's more than just feeling sad. It's actually a medical condition, and it affects your brain, your body, your emotions, and like your daily fucking functioning. You can be triggered by anything, and it's really confusing, and it fucking sucks. But just remember that you're not like lazy, you don't suck, you're not just, something's not wrong with you. Like, you are just a human and you are hurting. A few things that are happening in your brain and body when you're depressed is chemical changes. Your neurotransmitters, basically. So you'll have an imbalance in serotonin, dopamine, and that can affect your mood and your motivation. How this can show up is low mood, loss of pleasure, feeling numb, no motivation. Another thing is low energy, and your body and brain have less fuel to do even the simple things. And how that shows up is fatigue. You feel like heavy or weighted down, and you need more sleep, but you're still fucking tired and exhausted. A negative thinking loop. Depression can make thoughts feel hopeless, self-critical, and endless. And some ways that this can show up is self-blame. You feel like you're a burden to everyone and everything. You're just hopeless. And you have like these catastrophic thoughts. You think the worst, you're afraid of everything. The impact on your body, it affects your nervous system, your hormones, and your physical health. How this can show up is aches and pains, changes in your appetite, brain fog, and literally it lowers your immunity, or it could. You feel disconnected from safety and hope. It can feel impossible to see a way forward or believe things can get better. This can show up by feeling empty, like you have no hope and no future mindset. You can't even begin to think of the future because you're so caught up in the past or the present. Depression in real life can look like, or it can manifest in a bunch of different ways. Emotional, in your thoughts and your behaviors. It can manifest physically and as a loss of interest. How it affects you, or what it looks like in real life emotionally, is like persistent sadness, emptiness, irritability, feeling tearful, feeling numb, and nothing feels enjoyable. Some things you can do, or something you can do to reflect on this is, ask yourself, what emotions do you experience often, the most often? So thoughts, how this looks like is self-criticism, negative self-talk, You can think that you're not good enough, feel like what's the point, um, difficulty concentrating, memory problems. And a good reflection question for this is, what thoughts show up on repeat? So behaviors, what they look like in real life could be withdrawing, isolating, avoiding responsibilities, procrastinating, canceling plans, not showering, or caring for yourself, brushing your teeth, any self-care. A reflection you can do for this is, what is the hardest thing for me to do right now? Physically, this can show up as low energy, oversleeping, appetite changes, low sex drive, you're slowed down, and aches and just an overall heaviness. So a reflection for this, ask yourself, what physical symptoms do you notice the most? And if you would like to download a paper that I made, look in the comments and in the description. There is a Google link and you can download it and print it. And I'll also link a video where I show how I made like a book of shadows, which kind of had all the cheat sheets that I need in there. So another way this can look in real life is just an overall loss of interest. Hobbies don't feel fun anymore. You're disconnected from things that used to bring you joy and make you excited. Feeling like a robot, or you're just on autopilot. And a reflection for this can be, what would bring me joy? And if you can't think of anything, just pull from your past. What did you used to do? Go back as far as you need to remember a time. Common depression shame stories that we tell ourselves versus what's actually happening in reality. So you probably think that you're just being negative all the time, but really this is a medical condition. It's not a choice. Just because it's invisible doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You think you should feel grateful, but gratitude doesn't cure depression. You could say everybody has bad days, but this is lasting and it's affecting your life. That's not normal. You're so lazy, but really your brain is low on energy. It's not the effort. You could say you just need to try harder, but really you need support, rest, and treatment, not pressure. Some tools that can help you, some gentle basics are regular sleep, healthy foods, hydration, movement, fresh air, sunshine. Small, consistent steps create big change. Mood support, whether that's therapy, medication if needed. Different people are at different places. Support groups, talking to somebody, community, and asking for help. Because you don't have to do this alone. Thought tools, challenge your negative thoughts. Practice self-compassion and gratitude. Journaling and affirmations. You can learn new ways to think. Nervous system regulation, this is a huge one. Deep breathing, grounding, go in the grass and put your feet in. You can try meditation, yoga, or stretching. Put on calming music and then time out in nature. A calm body is a calmer mind. Joy and connection is another tool that can help. Do small things you enjoy. Connect with safe people. That's very, very important. Pets help. They're very amazing, especially cats, at transmuting negative energy. Laughter. Put on a funny rom-com or a comedy stand-up show or something. And be around people who lift you up. Connection is medicine. Create hope. Just set tiny goals, little teeny tiny ones. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small or how ridiculous you think it is. If you got up and you brushed your teeth today, fucking celebrate the shit out of that. Focus on today. Sometimes it even has to be hour by hour, minute by minute, depending on the depths of your depression. It can, like, I remember in the beginning, 2 years ago when I first started this, like, it was second by second almost. And remind yourself that this won't last forever. Um, Hope grows one step at a time. Some ways, or when should you reach out, or when you're thinking of harming yourself, when you're feeling hopeless for most of the day, if you're unable to care for yourself, if you're experiencing extreme changes in your sleep, appetite, or mood, and if you feel like life just isn't worth it. You can always contact 988 in the US. I'll put some information that you can use below. Some excellent programs to look for in your area, or the START program. That really, really helped me. Also, a book that's great to read. I can't remember the name. The Autistic's Guide to Therapy, which can help in this, because you probably don't realize that if you just have a plain Jane regular therapist, like, they're not going to help you. You need more than just talk therapy and medicine, for the most part. But if you're not medicated and you're not in therapy, that's definitely your first step. But for people who, especially if you found this channel, you're probably a highly sensitive person, neurodivergent, and more than just depression. But I wanted to start here because depression was my first diagnosis. And not all therapists are cut the same. I promise you that. If you're going there and they're asking you, are you hypervigilant today? Do you have thoughts of suicide? Like, no, that's not going to help you. Find somebody you feel safe and comfortable with. Here are a few integration questions that you can ponder. What does my depression need me to know? You can sit in silence with this, go sit out in nature, and just really bring attention to your breath. And just sit with these. Don't judge them. Don't be shameful. Just allow them. Another one is, what helps me feel a little better, even if it's just 1%. Another one is, who can I reach out to when I need support? And last, what is one small step I can take today? And if you found any of this information valuable, I would love for you to subscribe, like the video, share it with somebody who you think could use it, and don't forget to utilize the document. You could even save it to your phone if you don't have access to a printer, or you can send it to Walgreens Print if you don't have a printer either. Just use it because it's there, it's free, and yeah.